So the Kamala Harris disaster continues, and she has an interview with MSNBC that's happening right now. And I really don't want to watch the whole thing, to be very honest with you. And maybe a lot of you guys don't. But there's a part here from the MSNBC reporter that interviewed her. She has some thoughts, and it seems like Kamala's losing MSNBC. She low key already she's already losing CNN. So we're gonna go through this interview. We're gonna go through parts of it that are disastrous. They're airing right now, and I'd rather do it this way because it's much better. So make sure to smash the like button, spread the word on this video, and let me know where you guys are watching from. As always, let's see. We got some parts here. We're gonna start it off here with Stephanie. Take a listen.
Our colleague Stephanie Rule has just wrapped up her interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. The interview will air in full tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. But here's a preview. Here's what she had to say about Trump and his threat to impose tariffs.
Tariffs aren't unique to President Trump. President Biden has tariffs in place. He's actually looking to potentially implement more. Where do you come out on? Is there a good tariff, a bad tariff?
Well, part of it is you don't just throw around the idea of just tariffs across the board. And that's part of the problem with Donald Trump. Frankly, and I say this in all sincerity, he's just not very serious about how he thinks about some of these issues. And one must be serious.
All right, so it's already hilarious. First of all, this interviewer is already asking a hard question because, as you can see, she doesn't even have an answer for this question. Number two, what does she say? She's not serious. Is Kamala drunk? Is Kamala drunk again? Are you drunk again, shorty? I don't like the way you're answering this question already. Allegedly, this is supposed to be a hard interview, so we're going to be the judges of this. Let's take a listen.
Just tariffs across the board, and that's part of the problem with Donald Trump. Frankly, and I say this in all sincerity, he's just not very serious about how he thinks about some of these issues. And one must be serious and have a plan, and a real plan that's not just about some talking point ending in an exclamation at a political rally, but actually putting the thought into what will be the return on the investment, what will be the economic impact on everyday people.
Okay, so tell us more. We want more. Tell us more, Kamala. Please answer the question. How is it different? How are you going to make it different? We still don't know anything. She really. Did you guys hear an answer here? Was there an answer here? Like, there was no answer here. There was just like nothing. There was literally nothing.
Steph Rule joins us now. Steph, Mark Cuban keyed off on this as well, the potentially calamitous impact of the kind of tariffs Trump is talking about. I'm glad you asked her about this. Tell us more.
I mean, Trump's plan would be economically disastrous, but it's tricky because President Biden has some on the
Okay, so this is just what she thinks. Let's keep going. This is what she thinks.
books. He's potentially looking to do more.
It's still MSNBC. Let's see what she says about Kamala.
Because President Biden has some on the books. He's potentially looking to do more. But what Kamala Harris is really talking about, right, the idea for tariffs, or when Trump gets on the podium and talks about it, he's talking about bringing back American jobs and bringing back American manufacturing. You got to get real, because tariffs are only going to hurt this country. And while he's saying it to an audience, that same audience has Amazon boxes outside their front door. And we've been accustomed to the way that we live. But they are bringing manufacturing back. So while she didn't want to get deep on what they're going.
You didn't want to get deep. So you're telling us she doesn't want to get deep. Okay, you think Trump's plans are disastrous? How about we listen to Kamala's?
To do what her plan is on tariffs. They do have a serious plan as it relates to manufacturing. If you think about the big economic legislation that has been passed in the last 4 years, we have actually seen billions of dollars being put to work, thousands of jobs being created, much of which are in red states and red counties, bringing manufacturing jobs back. Now, they're not the old manufacturing jobs. They are new manufacturing. And this friction, this period of change doesn't just happen overnight. Right. So Donald Trump, who really appealed to that blue collar, that union worker in 2016, kind of on a guttural, emotional level, we've seen the Biden administration appeal to that base on a policy level. But But she knows she's not getting those votes overnight. We know she didn't get the Teamsters endorsement. And she said, I mean, I asked her straight out, you didn't get the Teamsters endorsement. What does that say about you? Is that a canary in the coal mine? And she said, I have to earn their votes. And bringing these jobs back and bringing dignity to these jobs and these communities takes time. And she's out on the trail working on it.
What else did she say, Steph?
I mean, if you just say
they're trying so hard to save Kamala. They're really trying. This is hilarious. They're trying so hard. Then now she gets asked the question, and now she doesn't even have an answer. Look at her face.
And bringing dignity to these jobs and these communities takes time, and she's out on the trail working on it.
What else did she say, Steph?
I mean, if you just think about in total, she's laying out a detailed economic plan because she's got a problem, right? People keep saying, I don't know what her plan is. I don't know who she is. I hear about her policies, but I don't see myself in them. So her challenge and what she did today and what she did while we sat down is trying to make people understand that her policies, her vision for a better economic future serves everyone, right? If you and I live in the same small town, Nicole, and you get a $25,000 starter for your small business, I might not work at that store, but I want that store in my downtown. I don't like that my downtown is hollowed out because everyone's left to go work at an Amazon factory. So she's trying to help people understand by expanding the child tax credit, by helping people get childcare. You're going to put more women back in the workforce. You're going to help families.
She's chatting. Let's move on to the next part. She's chatting. They're trying so hard to save her. Let's see. Let's go to the next part.
I hope you would be divisive if you were sitting across from him, but we'll put a pin in that. Let me play some more.
Never.
Let me play more of your interview.
Nicole, let's be clear. I thought he liked bimbos.
I'm gonna leave that right there. You're having a banner week, and I'm not gonna slow it down. I'm just gonna lift it up. Let me do this. Let me play more of the interview. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Expanding that child tax credit, or you mentioned housing before, giving that extra money for a first home. If you can't raise corporate taxes, or if GOP takes control of the Senate, where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
Well, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes, and we're going to have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. That's just it. It's about paying their fair share. I am not mad at anyone for achieving success, but everyone should pay their fair share. And it is not right that the teachers and the firefighters that I meet every day across our country are paying a higher tax than the richest people in our country.
Bill Gates just said it this week. If he was in charge of taxes, he would have paid more. But how do you find that line to make sure corporations are paying their fair share?
How? This is the question. Okay, finally, we have a hard question. At number 2, who the hell is listening to Mark Cuban? Number 3, did you see the DNC? And did you see all the big time billionaires that were there? The suites were 500,000 starting. The suites at the DNC during these speeches, we're going to tax the billionaires. We're going to tax these people. Meanwhile, those people are legitimately sitting up top looking down as if it was some wild scenery. Like, this is all false in a facade, and MSNBC is trying to save her. But here we go. We finally have a hard question. What is the answer going to be?
Richest people in our country.
Bill Gates just said it this week. If he was in charge of taxes, he would have paid more. But how do you find that line to make sure corporations are paying their fair share, but they're not leaving our country?
Well, listen, I work with a lot of CEOs. I have spent a lot of time with CEOs, and I'm going to tell you that the business leaders who are actually part of the engine of America's economy agree that people should.
What are you saying? What?
A lot of time with CEOs, and I'm going to tell you that the business leaders who are actually part of the engine of America's economy agree that people should pay their fair share.
What are you talking about? What? Make sure to smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to hold it. I'm trying to hold myself here. What the? What? How is this? I told you, man, these Democrats are shields for the billionaires, and they're trying to make it seem like it's Trump, but it's really them. Like, what are you talking about? The question is, how are you going to make them pay more? You keep saying they're going to pay more, But yet we look up at the DNC, the suite started at 500,000 all the way up to $3 million. Those billionaires paid to watch the DNC. And the question here is, how are you going to make that happen? How are you going to make them pay their fair share? She's talking about, oh, I'm friends with them. I know them. Like, what does that mean?
Well, listen, I work with a lot of CEOs. I have spent a lot of time with CEOs. And I'm going to tell you that the business leaders who are actually part of the engine of America's economy agree that people should pay their fair share. They also agree that when we look at a plan such as mine, that is about investing in the middle class, investing in new industries, investing in bringing down costs, invest in entrepreneurs like small businesses, that the overall economy is stronger and everyone benefits.
Talk about that answer.
I do, but here's what.
Yo, MSNBC can't even hide it. They tried literally at the beginning of this video. They were trying to save her. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. They were trying to save her. Now they can't save her because she can't even save herself.
Businesses, that the overall economy is stronger and everyone benefits.
Talk about that answer.
I do, but here's what's a little tricky. She doesn't answer the question around if the GOP is controlling the Senate, if she can't raise corporate taxes, where is she going to get the money from, to expand the child tax credit and do all the things she wants to do? And she says, we just have to do it. And that's great. And that's a campaign promise. But the issue is, if it means we're just going to borrow again, then what we're doing is we're just never addressing the deficit. And back in the days when you were a proud Republican, debts and deficits mattered. Now, I said this the other day, she is running for president, not perfect. As it relates to the deficit, Donald Trump is going to balloon it significantly bigger.
Sure.
Than Vice President Harris will. But that is an overall issue that it's like the American people have forgot, or we no longer think that debt and deficits matter. They will at some point as they balloon. So she's saying it doesn't matter. We're going full steam ahead. And I mean, I don't fault her for it because the American people aren't prioritizing, saying you have to focus on this. And as much as she's not focused on it, Donald Trump's not, in a much bigger way. And that is the person she's running against.
Steph, what?
Wow, that was so awkward. MSNBC caught Kamala not answering the question. They caught themselves basically saying, well, she's not answering the questions. She's really not that bright. And yet they still have to attack Donald Trump in order to try and save Kamala again.
Well, you were interviewing Vice President Harris. We got to talk to Mark Cuban, who said,
this is unbelievable. Let's see. We got some more stuff popping up here. Let's see.
Madam Vice President, you just laid out your economic vision for the future.
Yeah.
But still, there are lots of Americans who don't see themselves in your plans. For those who say these policies aren't for me, what do you say to them?
Well, if you are hardworking, if you have the dreams and the ambitions and the aspirations of what I believe you do, you're in my plan. I have to tell you, I really love and am so energized by what I know to be the spirit and character of the American people. We have ambition. We have aspirations. We have dreams. We can see what's possible. We have an incredible work ethic. But not everyone has the access to the opportunities that allow them to achieve those things. But we don't lack for those things. But not everyone, gets handed stuff on a silver platter. And so my vision for the economy, I call it an opportunity economy, is
oh my God. This is so painful, dude. People could really listen to this and say, oh my God, I can't wait to vote for her. People would really, really listen to this and say, oh my God, I really can't wait to vote for Kamala. And they be dead serious. You listening to this? Are y'all listening to this?
about making sure that all Americans, wherever they start, wherever they are, have the ability to actually achieve those dreams and those
How?
ambitions, which include for middle-class families just being able to know that their hard work allows them to get ahead, right?
How?
I think we can't and we shouldn't aspire to have an economy that just allows people to get by. People want to do more than just get by. They want to get ahead.
Yo, bro, what did she just say? What is she talking about? What? All right, here we go.
Prices are still high.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You said you want to take this on by going after those who engage in price gouging.
Yeah.
But as somebody who supports free markets, who's a capitalist, how do you go after price gouging without implementing price controls? Because once we get in this zone, people start to get worried and they say, I don't know what she stands for.
So just to be very frank, I am never going to apologize for going after companies and corporations that take advantage of the desperation of the American people. And as Attorney General, I saw this happen. In the midst of an emergency, whether it be an extreme weather event or even the pandemic, we saw it, where those few companies, not the majority, not most, but those few companies that would take advantage of the desperation of people and jack up prices. Yeah, I'm going to go after them. Yes, I'm going to go after them. And that is part of a much more comprehensive plan on what we can do to bring down the cost of living, including housing, including the everyday needs of the American people.
Prices are still high.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You said you want to take this on by going after those who engage in price gouging.
Yeah.
But as somebody who supports free markets, who's a capitalist, how do you go after price gouging without implementing price controls? Because once we get in this zone, people start to get worried and they say, I don't know what she stands for.
So just to be very frank.
Who's Frank?
First of all, we do have a broken immigration system and it needs to be fixed. And if we take a step back.
It's been broken under your administration for the last 4 years. And now we're campaigning on the fact that it's broken. You broke it. You guys, you and Joe Biden had an opportunity to fix this, not let it get out of hand. Title 42, the war, so many different problems, asylum seeking, that system that you guys and you push for because you said we should all welcome everybody here. Now we have a huge problem in our hands. Now we don't even know who's here. They haven't been vetted because they're going under this asylum seeking law, sanctuary cities, sanctuary states. This is your fault. And now you're campaigning on fixing the problem you caused?
Months ago, some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress came together with others, proposed a border security bill that would have put 1,500 new border agents on the border to help those hardworking border agents who are there right now working around the clock.
They're working around the clock because of the problems you caused. Number two, what that bill showed and what that bill had was money for Taiwan, a lot of money for Taiwan, a lot more money for Ukraine, and a lot of money for Israel, a lot of money for every other place except the United States of America. This is why Republicans did not want to go through with this. Thank you for your $50 donations. I got $50 back to back. I want to say thank you so much to Gemma and Christy. Thank you so much.
Would have put more money into stemming the flow of fentanyl, which is killing Americans around our country and devastating communities. Would have put more resources into our ability to prosecute transnational criminal organizations, which in my career I've prosecuted. Donald Trump got word of the bill, realized it was going to fix a problem he wanted to run on, and told them to kill the bill, don't put it up for a vote. He killed a bill that would have actually been a solution because he wants to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And that's part of what needs to be addressed. And my pledge is that when elected president, if the American people will have me, I will bring that bill back and I will sign it into law. And we need a comprehensive plan that includes what we need to do to fortify not only our border, but deal with the fact that we also need to create pathways for people to earn citizenship.
Then I want
So yeah, I don't know if this is convincing you guys. Is this convincing you guys to vote for her? I'm just asking. Are you guys like, if Trump were to lose and she was to win, would you guys feel safe? Like, oh, okay, Trump lost. I hate that happened, but I feel good about Kamala. I don't think that's the case here. I think a lot of people are very worried that this woman wins. All right, so apparently this is trending right now, live as we're speaking here. Make sure to smash the like button if you guys can. Let me ask you this. But never mind. Apparently, she's learning a new sentence. She's learning a new word, and she's using it over and over in sentences. This is the new word.
Some of the work is going to be through what we do in terms of giving benefits and assistance to state and local governments around transit dollars, and looking holistically at the connection between that and housing, and looking holistically at the incentives we in the federal government can create for local and state governments to actually engage in planning in a holistic manner that includes prioritizing affordable housing for working people.
Holistically, that's the new word that apparently she learned during the interview. And let's see, what else do we have? We got a lot of stuff popping up here, but holistically, that's the new word. She used it like 3 times in a row. Apparently, she's expanding her vocabulary during a live interview. How great is that?
the first one, just a fact check, because your opponent
There is
almost
no little
every
job.
day.
There's no such thing as a little job.
Okay, fair. Because your opponent almost every day seems to be talking about this. So I just want to ask you yes or no. At any point in your life, have you served 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, working at a McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay. Now the other job.
I'm done.
It was not a small job. Like, I did the fries. I mean,
I'm done. I can't do this. MSNBC reporter couldn't really hide how she actually felt about Kamala, but even during her trying to hide it, she still attacked Donald J. Trump. Let's close it out with this. I can't do this right.
Talk about that answer.
I do, but here's what's a little tricky. She doesn't answer the question around if the GOP is controlling the Senate, if she can't raise corporate taxes, where is she going to get the money from? To expand the child tax credit and do all the things she wants to do. And she says, we just have to do it. And that's great. And that's a campaign promise. But the issue is, if it means we're just going to borrow again, then what we're doing is we're just never addressing the deficit. And back in the days when you were a proud Republican, debts and deficits mattered.
Talk about that.
Yeah. But unfortunately for MSNBC, they fall victim, like they always do, to hating Donald Trump so much that they're willing to overpass and overlook holistically the disaster that Kamala Harris is. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to smash the like button. I appreciate everybody watching. I will be going live again to break this interview down in its full matter. I just wanted to show you guys what just happened here. And once again, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you're just coming into this live stream, make sure to go all the way back, hit the like button, and turn that notification bell on. And I'm out of here, man. Thank you for your donations, by the way.